Check 1, 2, 3.
Batting third and playing right field, number 27, Brandon John.
Check 1, 2, 3. We're good.
Batting fourth and playing first base, number 77, Reese Dietrich. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 30, Tyson Lapointe. Batting sixth and doing the pitching, number 10, Logan Heil. Batting seventh and doing the DHing, number 34, Jer Fisk. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 18, Joe Serbiak. Batting ninth and playing center field, number 2, Josh Helverson. And doing the catching, number 13, Brock Hamilton. Your umpiring crew for today's game. On the base pads will be Cole Walters, and calling the balls and strikes will be Mark Brose. There will be no national anthem, I guess, so let's play ball.
Pardon me. You were looking live at Southwood County Park here in beautiful downtown Wisconsin Rapids as Zaleski Sports brings you a triple header of amateur baseball this afternoon on the network. Joe Anderson here, joined by Miss Olivia Zimmerman on production. Our first matchup today will feature the Brill Millers and the Eau Claire Rivermen. Let's look at the starting lineup defensively. First for the Brill Millers. On the hill is Logan Heil. His catching mate is Brock Hamilton. Reese Dietrich is at first. Kirby Brunslick at second. Bill Brown, the shortstop. Tyson Lapointe at third. In the outfield, Joe Serbiak in left. Josh Halverson in center. Brandon Johns in right. DHing is Jer Fisk. Todd Brunslick manages the Brill Millers. The men in blue on the base is Cole Walters, and at the plate, Mark Brost. Eau Claire will bring up here in the top of the first inning Lance Lettner, Brett Jensen, and Andy Neese. Beautiful day here in Wisconsin Rapids. Mostly cloudy, but a very pleasant day. Windy as all get out, though. I'm going to pull up the weather channel here, or my weather app, excuse me. It is 69 degrees, and Olivia and I were chatting a little bit before the game, and she said last week when the state Legion tournament was being held here, it was the exact opposite. It was about 85, 90 degrees, hot, humid. She's got a sweatshirt on. I've got my pullover on. Just because it's a little wind. I mean, it's cool. It says it's 69 and mostly cloudy. And let's see what the winds are like. Go back.
First inning is the center fielder, number 17, Lance Lettner.
Winds are out of the west-northwest at about 15 miles an hour. And leading off here for Lance Lettner. For Eau Claire, a nice bunt. And he will reach on a base hit. Way to start out for the lads from Eau Claire. 15-mile-an-hour wind. 12:35 was the first pitch. As I said before, we have a triple header coming up today. Brett Jensen will step in with Lettner at first, and he will square to bunt and pull it back. They're predicting a high today of 71. Throw back the first, not in time. Brill Millers with their dark blue jerseys with the white Millers in the front and red number in the front, white number in the back. Blue caps. Runner goes, patches low and away. The throw is high and a stolen base for Lance Lettner. very similar, the Millers, to the Dodger uniforms with the old style Brooklyn B on the front. Runner at second, nobody out. That pitch high and inside for a ball. Herrick and Hart Law Office, they've been on the side of the injured since 1951. Find them at eauclairlaw.com. 3-0 the count. The pitch, right down Central Avenue. Well, 8th Street South here in Rapids. Central Avenue in Marshfield. Heil will step off. 3-1 count to Jensen. Andy Neese on deck. The pitch. Fouled off. Just underway here in game 1 of 3 when we do play 9 innings, that is. We have a game at 3:30 and a game at 6:30. And draws the walk. Full count walk for Jensen. Nobody out, and this brings up to number 3 hitter Andy Neese, the DH. Steve Maves was scheduled to work these games this afternoon, and I had tomorrow, but things came up for Steve, and I was asked to fill in, so I appreciate that. Send some good vibes and thoughts towards Steve. He would appreciate it. Anderson family could use some good thoughts and vibes too. If you know, you know. If not, you can DM me. Oh, 0-1 to Neese. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Fly ball, left center field. Going to be caught by Halverson in center. Good catch. Everybody back home safe. Back to their bases. That'll bring up Joel Efforts.
Third baseman, number 26, Joel Efforts.
One away, bases at runners at first and second. Throw back to second, not in time. The Rivermen in the navy blue tops with the gray numbers, with white outlines, letters and trim in the gray pants. Heil will readjust the shoelaces and step back on the plate, pitcher's plate. All artificial turf here at Rapids. This is a very popular baseball field, not only for Rapids, but an awful lot of teams in central Wisconsin in the springtime. A lot of the smaller schools have grass, natural grass fields, and anybody who's lived through a Wisconsin spring knows that it's pretty muddy until about May. Heil's pitch, fouled off. 0-2 for Efforts. Infield fly rule still in effect here, with one away and runners at first and second. Get a chance, come on down to Southwood County Park, check these games out. Good amateur baseball. This is regional action. Heil's pitch. Ground ball through the hole at second. They're going to send Lettner, and he will slide in safely. So an RBI single for Joel Efforts. One out, one in. Jensen advances to second. Efforts at first. This is James Davis, the batter, the left fielder.
James Davis.
One the count. The pitch inside for a ball. And the little sugar wasps are back out. Now's the time of year you got to kind of be careful when you're drinking your soda pop because they like to fly inside the can. And chopper could be 2. LaPointe over the first will get the out. Nice play for the third baseman. 2 away. Jensen now at third, and Efforts at second. Reese Dietrich, good first baseman, number 77. The kid's got to be about 6'6", 6'8". You can get away with a lot of poor throws when you get a tall glass of water like that at first, and can do some good stretches. He's a good glove over there. Logan Heil now facing Joe Myrold, and Myrold hits a fly ball to right center that's going to bring in 2. Rolls to the warning track. So a 2 RBI double for Myrold on the first pitch he sees. Here we're still on the top of the first, and it's 3-0 with 2 outs. This is Jake Becker, the 7th batter here, leading off the top of the first. Foul back against the screen. I'll get my vocal cords warmed up here. Haven't talked or sung much in the last week. The pitch. Fouled off down the first baseline. Yeah, not a very exciting week as far as activities going on for in my life. A lot of house cleaning and just general maintenance around the house. Oh, yesterday I had an exciting day. I went down to the farm and worked on the Ford hay mower for 7 hours. It kind of works. Long story. Tell you some other time. It's 0-2 with 2 outs, 2 on, 3 in. Heil's pitch right at the second baseman, Brunslick over to first. And like I said, it's nice having Dietrich over there. He secures the ball for the putout. 3-0 in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. You're watching WBA Regional Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Friends, it's time to talk to you about Coach's Edge. Baseball and softball coaches, check this out. Finally, the app we've all been waiting for, Coach's Edge. Coach's Edge, the app to teach your players the science, help extend teaching time beyond practice, ditch the playbooks, and level up your team's IQ. Your players seem to always know where their phone and technology is. Now put your coaching knowledge in their technology with Coach's Edge. No more missed signs. Instead, unlock your players' full potential with Coach's Edge. Download Coach's Edge for free on your phone's app store. Bottom of the first here. Let's look at the defense for the Rivermen of Eau Claire. On the hill is number 13, Tyler Gray. His battery mate is Jake Becker. Joe Myrold at first base. Brett Jensen, the second baseman. Sawyer Sturrs at short. Joel Efforts, the third baseman. In the outfield in left, James Davis. Lance Lettner in center. And Alex Chula in right. Andy Neese DHing, and Andy Neese, the manager for the gentleman from Eau Claire. Brill will send up in the first inning Bill Brown, Kirby Brunslick, and Brandon Johns. In the top of the first, Eau Claire sent to the bat 7 batters, scored 3 runs on 3 hits, left 1, and 1 man walked. So Bill Brown will see if the Millers can answer back here with some offense in the bottom of the first. Bill, the shortstop. Nice pitch. Count even at 1-1. Yeah, the Millers, I have a cap and a jersey from them. I'm a Dodger fan. I like them. High fly ball. Will it stay fair? And it does. And Davis makes a good catch in left. It is a very brisk wind from the northwest, which means it's blowing in left to right in sort of more diagonal, sort of like from left field to first base that way across the field. I know driving down here from Loyal, the trees were kind of, especially the small ones, they were bent over quite a bit. You can tell from the outfield's trees it's pretty brisk wind blowing in as well. Just to finish that thought on the Millers jerseys, they pretty much copy the Dodgers jerseys with the red number in the front and the white number in the back and the white lettering. They asked once, why do the Dodgers do that? They're blue and white, and then they have the red number in the front, and nobody really has a solid answer. High fly ball popped up. Another one might drop, and it does. And a double for Brunslick. That's in that Bermuda Triangle, because the wind is really kind of messing things up. That most likely would have gone foul, that hit, but the wind blew it back in. Anyway, long story short, and sometime in the 1940s, maybe around the time of World War II, the Dodgers, to show some patriotic, everyone was very patriotic at that time, and they went with the red, white, and blue scheme, and they had the red numbers, or shortly after. There's no real solid reason why. It's one of those things that is. Strike one to Brandon Johns with 1 out and 1 on. The pitch. Outside for a ball. Like the Athletics, the Oakland A's, who will shortly be the Las Vegas A's. That's another story. But they have that elephant, that white elephant as their logo. Popped up, out of play. Or will it stay in play? No, it's out of play. John McGraw, who was the manager of the New York Giants back in the day, said that something to the effect that the A's would have as much chance of winning the World Series as a white elephant. And Connie Mack, the manager of the A's, took that as a challenge and adopted the white elephant as their mascot. It's been there ever since, over 100 years. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, left field foul. 1-2 the count. One out, one on, 1-2. Gray's pitch. He fakes the throw to second. It is definitely a pullover day. I mean, if the wind was light and variable, it would be one thing, but it's pretty brisk. And down on strikes goes Johns. Good pitch from Gray to get the out. A&W Restaurants, they're introducing the new Cap'n Crunch Cereal Shake. The A&W signature frosty mug is filled with creamy vanilla soft serve and loaded with berry-licious bits of Cap'n Crunch cereal. It'll take you back to Saturday morning cartoons and then some at your nearest A&W All-American Food locations in Altoona, Cadott, Withee, Spencer, and Colby. That sounds interesting. 2 on, 1 out. Reese Dietrich, the batter. Nice curveball from Gray. The pitch. Ground ball to second. Jensen scoops it over to first. And that'll end the inning. We have one in the books, 3-0, Eau Claire. You are watching WBA Regional Tournament baseball action here on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives, one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. And Mancino's Grinder and Pizza is locally owned and operated, and it's been a family tradition for over 27 years. For the best hot sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Top of the second inning, it'll be Sawyer Stirs, Tyler Gray, and Lance Lettner. Sawyer, the shortstop. Ground ball. LaPointe is playing in over to first. 1 up, 1 down, 1 pitch. Should be Tyler Gray batting, the pitcher.
The pitcher, number 13, Tyler Gray.
Fly ball to right. It's going to drop for a base hit. 2 pitches, 1 out, 1 hit. And he's going to extend that into a double. And a courtesy runner coming in. Nate Ash will run. That should bring up at the top of the order Lance Lettner. Lettner 1 for 1 with a stolen base and a run scored.
The center fielder, number 17, Lance
And a lot of first pitch swings for Eau Claire here in the second inning. Joe Anderson here, joined by Olivia Zimmerman on production. It's her last hurrah for baseball this year. Katie Lecton will come in tomorrow. So shout out to Olivia. Good kid, smart kid. High pop up. And Serbiak will pick it up for the out. Anything in the outfield is going to be an adventure this afternoon. 2 outs, 1 on. Brett Jensen, who drew a walk in the first and scored the second run, the batter. I have been very lucky to be blessed with good producers this whole season. Ground ball into the hole at short. Brown over to first. Got him on the tag. Like I said, it's nice to have that tall glass of water and Dietrich over there to get the outs. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the second. It is 3-0 Eau Claire. You are watching WBA Regional Baseball action here on Zaleski Sports.
Big Putts is the greatest indoor mini golf experience in the universe, as determined by unofficial independent voting. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield is open 7 days a week. Plan your next night out, weekend, birthday party, company outing, or an afternoon delight of mini golf at Big Putts. After a round of golf, test your skill in the area's best arcade. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield and Big Putts on Facebook. I like Big Putts and I cannot lie.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Zaleski Sports, broadcast of WBA Baseball. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman bringing you Game 1 of 3 today. Shepke Chiropractic. Whether it's water skiing, baseball, or golf, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries this summer, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit us online at ShepkeChiropractic.com. That's SCHEPPKE Chiropractic.com. And friends, you can get Culligan water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. Bottom of the second inning, Tyson LaPointe, Logan Heil, Jer Fisk due up for the Millers. Tyler Gray on the mound for Eau Claire Rivermen.
Leading off for the Brill Millers in their half of the second inning, the third baseman, number 30, Tyson LaPointe.
Myrold will come in on the grass. This is an all-turf field. Brown turf, green turf. First pitch, fly ball to left field. And that's going to find a hole. Like I said, anything hit into the outfield is going to be an adventure this afternoon with the winds. This will bring up the pitcher, Logan Heil.
The pitcher, number 10, Logan Heil.
Heil's first at bat. LaPointe at first. Throw over to first, back in time. Joe Meyerhold at first base for Eau Claire. Squares the bunt. Good bunt. Right back at the pitcher, Gray. He'll go to first and get the put out. So LaPointe now at second with one away. Jer Fisk, the DH.
Designated hitter, number 34, Jared Fisk.
Very solidly built Jer Fisk, the DH. That off-speed pitch for a strike. Gray doing well on the hill for Eau Claire. And that ball has hit the right field. Cula's got a bead on it, makes the catch. And Fisk flies out for the second out. That'll bring up Joe Serbiak, the left fielder. Serbiak will bat from the left side.
Number 18, Joe Serbiak.
2 outs, 1 on. Serbiak the batter. Gray comes set, comes to the plate. Ground ball to first. It's going to find the hole. And that run will count. Ball squirts away. Can't really call that an error. I mean, it was hitting the spot that Jensen had one heck of a time trying to field it. Now, it would have been an error had he advanced, but he stayed at first. Josh Halverson, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. And the Millers are on the board. It's now 3-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Throw it at first, back in time. Halverson, the center fielder. And he hits one foul. Wearing Derek Jeter's number 2. Bob Shepard, longtime PA announcer at Yankee Stadium. Now batting for the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter. And, of course, the Tommy Lasorda, the longtime manager of the Dodgers, sported number 2. 1-1 the count. Halverson hits one foul down the right field line. It's going to be out of play. 1-2 with 2 outs. Serbiak at first. Yeah, it was a good defensive play by Brett Jensen, who was deep in the hole at first. And pitch outside, snap throw back to first. And that tag is late. If that tag had been a little quicker, they would have had him. He doesn't have to shake the dirt loose. It's all those little black pellets that's underneath all of these turf fields. Another thrower to first. Back in time. Tyler Gray comes set. Halverson awaits the pitch. Ground ball right at Jensen. He's going to go to 2 and get the out. And that'll end the bottom of the second. Millers on the board with 1 run here. We head to the top of the third. 3-1 in favor of Eau Claire. You are watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
Okay, that's coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach's Edge. Baseball and softball coaches, check this out. Finally, the app we've all been waiting for, Coach's Edge. Coach's Edge, the app to teach your players the signs, help extend teaching time beyond practice. Ditch the playbooks and level up your team's IQ. Your players seem to always know where their phone and technology is. Now put your coaching knowledge in their technology with Coach's Edge. No more missed signs. Instead, unlock your players' full potential with Coach's Edge. Download Coach's Edge for free on your phone's app store. Top of the third inning. Andy Neese will ground out. Heil to Dietrich. One away. Joel Efforts, 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored in the first. Davis on deck.
Number 26, Joel Efforts.
Gets that one on a play. Got to give a shout out to the tournament manager, John Kramenacher. Good guy. He's especially good today because he fed me. Popped up. Dietrich makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up James Davis 0 for 1. Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction, a 100% employee-owned company. Foul back against the screen. After a shaky first, Heil has settled down. Allowed only 1 hit. Off-speed pitch, high and inside for a ball. 3 games on the schedule today. Next one scheduled for 3:30. And then our last game of the day will be at 6:30. Fly ball foul. Baseball season starting to wind down here in central Wisconsin. Legion completed their seasons last weekend with state tournaments. State tournament held here for AAA. Olivia helped cover that. She said it was a lot of fun, exciting fun to watch. Popped out of play. De Pere and Eau Claire advanced. Eau Claire, they're quite a bunch. I've did a few of their games. Their coach is pretty mellow. He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, he's just kind of a mellow guy. So we wish them well in the Nationals. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Base is empty here in the top of the third. Heil, the pitch. Ground ball. LaPointe over to Dietrich, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the third. Eau Claire 3, Brill 1. You are watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Polaris call to the bullpen has been made for the Eau Claire Rivermen. Now into pitch number 15, Jesse, you're back.
I think that's the only change, isn't it, fellas? Oh. We have pitching change for Eau Claire. Jesse Urbanek now here in the third. Tyler Gray's line for the day. 2 innings, 3 hits, no walks, struck out 1 and allowed 1 run. That'd be in the second inning. Bottom of the third inning will bring up the shortstop, Bill Brown, leadoff hitter for Brill. Dahlman Insurance Agency provides business, home, auto, and farm insurance throughout Chippewa Valley. We'll talk about them in a second. That was one heck of a defensive play by Joel Efforts at third to get the out. Brooks Robinson-esque. Have a moment to talk about Dahlman Insurance. Dahlman Insurance Agency provides business, home, auto, and farm insurance throughout the Chippewa Valley. Contact Eric Knutson in Elkmount or Wayne Dahlman in Eau Claire. Dahlman Insurance. Come for the rates, stay for the service. Swing and a miss. Count even at a ball and a strike. Right up the middle. Good snag by Urbanek, and that's 2 up, 2 down. Brandon Johns 0 for 1. The only strikeout victim for Tyler Gray in the first. Security Financial Bank, SFB. Whether you're starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB are the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. Two and 0 to Johns with 2 outs, bases empty. Fly ball to left. Routine here for Davis. So that was a quick inning. 1, 2, 3. We head to the fourth. 3-1, Eau Claire. You are watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan. Give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
Friends, Chippewa Valley Orthopedic. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you experience any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on prompt, proper diagnosis, and customized treatment, and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athletes in Eau Claire, Chippewa, and western Wisconsin. Chippewa Valley Orthopedic. Top of the fourth. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman bringing you game 1 of 3 between this matchup. Brill Millers, Eau Claire Rivermen. Rivermen leading 3-1. Logan Heil, 4th inning of work for that gentleman for the Millers. He gets a pop-up for Myrold, who's leading off the 4th. A lot of one-up and one-down innings here since the first. Jake Becker, the catcher. Becker 0 for 1. Nice curveball from Heil. After a shaky first inning, Heil has really settled down. No runs. And only 1 hit. Ground ball. Brunslick to Dietrich for out number 2. I'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Sawyer Sturrs, who grounded out to Tyson LaPointe in the 2nd inning. Wind continuing to blow pretty strongly. Got Brian R. watching this afternoon, so shout out to Brian. Can you guest play? 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 4th. Sturrs fouls that one off. Count even at a ball and a strike. The pitch, low for a ball. 2-1. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. It was out of the northwest at 15. It's got to be blown a lot faster than 15. Comebacker to Heil. Toss over to Brunswick or Dietrich at first. 3 up, 3 down. Another quick inning for the Millers. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-1. Eau Claire over Brill. You're watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat!
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a little. Oh! U-turn! U-turn! Oh my goodness!
U-turn? You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Today's game is brought to you by Toyson Ford. Stop in at Toyson Ford to pick out your new ride. Come see why all your friends and neighbors say you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford. An SC Swiderski apartment or home is certain to be where you want to live, work, and play throughout the Chippewa Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Wall-to-Wall Carpet One, located on East Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. Give Wall-to-Wall Carpet One a call at 715-598-4485. Since 2009, Momentum Baseball Academy has been leading baseball instruction in western Wisconsin. Momentum Baseball Academy, official partner of the Eau Claire Express.
Welcome back to WBA baseball action here on Zaleski Sports. Be like Brian. Leave a comment on the YouTube page. I'll give you a shout out over the air. Got a good group of people watching this afternoon. Say who you are, or at least where you're watching from. That would be cool. Mr. Dietrich will be batting here to lead off the bottom of the fourth, and Reese fouls that one off the plate. Reese 0 for 1. Young man's got to be at least 6'6", 6'8". Plays first base. As I said before, it's kind of nice to have a tall lad like Reese. He can throw the ball pretty high in the air, and bad throws, whether low or high, he can get a hold of them, and he slaps one to right field to lead off the bottom of the fourth with a base hit. Tyson LaPointe, 1 for 1, scored the only run so far for Brill in the second inning. This is Jesse Urbanik pitching for Eau Claire, starting his second inning of work. Ball back. Very good group of viewers on the network. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. 0-1 the count with one on. LaPointe. Urbanic's pitch popped up in right field. And you can see Kula started out by the scoreboard and ended up by the foul line. Good catch by the right fielder. Like I said, anything in the outfield is going to be an adventure today. Logan Heil will try to help out his cause here in the bottom of the fourth. Logan grounded out to Tyler Gray in the second inning. He hits a ground ball to short. Could be 2. Out at 2. Out at 1, and he grounds into a double play to end the inning. That was a quick inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We head to the top of the fifth. 3-1, Eau Claire over Brill. You're watching WBA Baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Bubba D is watching and listening in Chippewa Falls. He's rooting for the Rivermen. So we've got Bubba D and Brian tuned in. Leave a message on the YouTube page. I'll give you a shout out on the air. It's nice to know where people are watching from. Kind of gives us an idea where our viewership is. Top of the fifth, Eau Claire will send to the plate the 9-1-2 hitters, Tyler Gray, Lance Lettner, and Brett Jensen. Inning number 5 for Logan Heil on the hill. So Gray will lead things off.
Pitcher number 13, Tyler Gray.
Swing and a miss for strike one. Ground ball. Brown. Dietrich for the putout. Brings up the top of the order and Lance Lettner. Lance in the afternoon, 1 for 2. Single and scored a run in the first and flew out the left in the second. And he takes strike one. Rivermen seated 22nd in this tournament. Miller's seated number 16. Swing and a miss for strike two. As the day progresses and that sun gets a little bit warmer, the wind picks up, courtesy of our friends from north of the border, the Canadians. Bringing us this cooler weather, good sleeping weather. No smoke from those forest fires. Boy, it was terrible a couple of years ago, even last year, that Canadian forest fire is talking about a fire right at right fielder Brandon Johns. Line drive, good catch for the right fielder. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Brett Jensen. Walked in the first, scored a run, and grounded out to Brown in the second. Popped up. It's going to be over the backstop, out into the plaza. Heil looks kind of like Paul Skeens of Pittsburgh, and I mean that as a compliment. He's that star pitcher for the Pirates. He's got the same style mustache, same kind of facial development. LaPointe at third. Over to Dietrich for the third out. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Brill Millers. Bottom of the fifth, 3-1, Eau Claire. You're watching WBA baseball tournament action here on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Back to action here in Wisconsin Rapids. Tyler Gray has moved to right. And I believe they have number 17 in center. Fly ball to right. Gray makes the out. Jared Fisk, one pitch, one out.
Now playing right field for Eau Claire, number 13, Tyler Gray. The left fielder, number 18, Joe Serbiak.
As I said, Tyler Gray is in right. Move from the hill to right field. This is Urbanek facing Joe Serbiak. Joe with a base hit and an RBI in the second inning. This game moving along at a pretty brisk pace. It started at 12:35 and we're not quite an hour in and we're already into the bottom of the fifth. 3-1 count. Halverson on deck for the Millers. And he draws a walk. First base runner since the second inning for Brill. And Halverson, who reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning, will bat.
Center fielder, number 2, Josh Halverson.
We've got Bubba D and Brian watching. Feel free to write down where you're watching from on the YouTube comments area page. Give you a shout out. Fakes a bunt. He did not make contact. Becker unable to secure the ball, which allows Serbiak to advance to second. Good communication between the men in blue. Ground ball through the hole at short. And they're going to hold him up at third. So Serbiak will be stopped at third as Halverson with a base hit to left. Runners at the corners with one out. Brings up the top of the order in Bill Brown. And Jake Becker gives the defensive instructions to his teammates. Todd Brunslick talks to his batter, Bill Brown. Bill looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out the third. Throw back to first, and they got him. Got him leaning. Caught Halverson napping over at first for the put and got the out on the pickoff. Curve ball, called for a ball. 1-0 count to Brown. Pitch inside. Good work for Urbanek in my role to get that out. Foul left field line. It seems as though Brown is a pull hitter, pretty good pull hitter. His two putouts have been to left and to third. Ground ball short. Stirs. Myrold got the out. They get a runner to third, but cannot score. We head to the sixth. 3-1. Eau Claire over Brill. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Big Putts is the greatest indoor mini golf experience in the universe, as determined by unofficial independent voting. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield is open 7 days a week. Plan your next night out, weekend, birthday party, company outing, or an afternoon delight of mini golf at Big Putts. After a round of golf, test your skill in the area's best arcade. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield and Big Putts on Facebook. I like Big Putts and I cannot lie.
Thanks for tuning in to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA Regional Tournament Baseball. Here from Wisconsin Rapids, Joe Anderson, joined by Olivia Zimmerman. Hope you're enjoying watching Game 1 of 3 today on the network. We know Brian and Bubba D are watching. I'd like to see who else is watching as well. Leave a comment on the YouTube page. Give you a shout-out over the air. Top of the 6th. Andy Neese, Joel Efforts, and James Davis due up for the Rivermen. 3 runs in the first for Eau Claire, 1 in the bottom of the second for Brill. And that's all we've gotten so far. A lot of 3 up, 3 downs. Logan Heil starting his 6th inning of work. 3 runs on 4 hits. Walked 1. No strikeouts. They were charting the fastest pitches in Major League Baseball the other night. The fastest one this year, 105.7. Aroldis Chapman of the Pirates, he's always throwing hard. Won a World Series for the Chicago Cubs in 2016. He's pitched for the Yankees, the Reds, among other teams. Now with Pittsburgh, he's always been able to throw really hard. I don't think any of his pitches have been under 100. 1-2 the count. Strikeout, drop the 3rd strike, and they'll go to first for the putout. So Neese out number 1 here in the top of the 6th.
Third baseman, number 26,
Joel Efforts, 1 for 2. RBI single in the first and scored the 3rd run and popped up the Dietrich at first. Windy day here in Wisconsin Rapids, here at Southwood County Park, right next to Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School. And first hit batter of the day. This Efforts takes one on the shoulder. And it will put Efforts at first base. James Davis now batting. Davis on the afternoon, 0 for 2. 2 groundouts to Tyson LaPointe at 3rd. Clouds starting to become a little bit more thicker, more overcast. Fly ball to right field out of play. Heil from the stretch, the pitch, swing and high cheese. 0-2. Nobody sporting stirrups today. Low for ball 1. Again, leave a comment on the YouTube page. Give you a mention on the air today. Game 1 of 3. The pitch. Right field foul. Wind may have affected that as it's blowing left to right on your screen. And it's a pretty brisk wind. It's not a little breeze. It's a brisk wind. It's 15 to 20 miles an hour. And sometimes it gusts to 25. 1-2 the count. Davis swings at strike 3. Heil with his first 2 strikeouts of the afternoon here in the 6th. Brings up Joe Myrold. Joe with a double. A 2 RBI double for Joe Myrold and a fly out and to right field to Brandon Johns. And takes strike 1. It's been an interesting experience for the outfielders today with this wind. Foul out of play. Runner at first with 2 away here in the top of the 6th. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. Halverson will corral it and bring it in. Efforts in scoring position, but 2 away. And number 7 hitter Jake Becker.
Number 12, Jake Becker.
Ball high. Eau Claire trying to score their first run since the top of the 1st. And snagged on the line drive by Dietrich. Good play defensively. They threatened but do not score, does Eau Claire. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-1. Rivermen, you're watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wietrich family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA Baseball. Here from regional action from Wisconsin Rapids, Southwood County Park. 3-1, Rivermen over the Millers of Brill. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman bringing you this game. Game 1 of 3. Next game scheduled to begin at 3:30. Holman Features will be one of those teams playing. Brill looking to see if they can scratch some runs in here. We'll bring up Kirby Brunslick, Brandon Johns, and Reese Dietrich. 4th inning of work for Jesse Urbanik. And Brunslick batting from the left side. 1 for 2. Game has been moving along pretty quick. Sometimes these games can kind of, for lack of a better term, drag. This one has not. We've had several 1, 2, 3 at-bats since the second inning. Ground ball. Jensen scoops it, knocks it down, recovers, gets it over to Myrold for the out. Brandon Johns 0 for 2, a strikeout, and flew out to Davis and left. Johns sporting the Josh Turner beard. Doesn't have that pine tar on his back. My son Ben just reffed blind sand volleyball down in Madison. That should have been interesting. Ground, whoa, shot right up the middle. Can they get him? They do. Knocked off the, Urbanik knocked it down. It was a line shot right back at him in the mound. Knocked it down, and then Jensen grabbed it, got it over to first for the out. So 2 up, 2 down. Reese Dietrich, 1 for 2. Got that base hit in the 4th inning, but it was wiped out on the double play from Heil. So Bubba D and Brian, thanks for tuning in. Let's hear let's have some other people chime in where they're watching from. Got a nice crowd watching on the network. Olivia's last batch of baseball is today. Ground ball, stirs. Got him. So another 3 up, 3 down inning. Talk more about what's going on in the future here after these messages. You are watching WBA Regional Baseball Tournament action on Zaleski Sports.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman bringing you today's action. Just kind of finishing that thought when I was mentioning Olivia. She's not leaving the company. It's just her last assignments for baseball as we're getting ready to bring you football. Coming up, high school football. And leading off here in the top of the 7th is Sawyer Stirs. Is the scrimmages this coming Saturday? Are the scrimmages this coming Saturday? Friday and Saturday. Boy, it's hard to believe. Yeah, football practice just started not too long ago. And we will have a plethora of games for you all season long on Zaleski Sports of high school football. Ground ball to short. Brown. Dietrich. 1 out. Football and volleyball on Zaleski Sports. wrapping up baseball coverage most likely this week. But when in doubt, go to ZaleskiSports.com to see what the lineup is of games due to be broadcast. And the links are there, and scores are also. It's a great webpage to go to, ZaleskiSports.com. Bubba D, I agree with you. The defense has been stellar on both teams. Wind has really kind of played a factor in a couple of putouts. Logan Heil still on the hill for the Millers. Tyler Gray 1 for 2, and he hits a little foul ball right in front of the plate. Actually, he put it in play. People don't realize that unless it hits off, you bet it off your leg or your foot. If it hits in front of the plate, it's a fair ball. Even if it stays in the batter's box, you can see how where the batter's box is towards the inner part of the front of the plate. That's live ball. You hit a little ball there, it's a little ticket that stops. That's a fair ball. It can be played. So 2 up, 2 down. And top of the order in Lance Lettner. Lance with a single and a run scored in the first, and 2 flyouts to left and right after that. So 1 for 3. Not many strikeouts, very few walks, just good defensive play. They've been putting the ball in play, and the defense has reacted well to it. Heil. Ground ball. Dietrich, he'll take it himself at first. That'll end the inning. We head to 7th inning stretch time. 3-1 Eau Claire. You are watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
And we were swinging. Jamming out here to some country music. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman bringing you this game. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Tyson LaPointe, Logan Heil, and Jer Fisk due up for the Millers. Brian and Patrick have been chimed in on the YouTube chat line page there. I'd like to hear from other people where you're watching from. Leave a positive comment on the page. And I agree with Patrick. Defense has been stellar on both sides for both teams. As I stated before, not a lot of strikeouts, very few walks. And in spite of the very windy conditions, defense has been pretty doggone solid. Jesse Urbanic came in the 3rd inning. Only allowed 2 hits, and has only walked 1. And a line shot, Efforts jumps up, gets it for out number 1. Logan Heil, 0 for 2.
The pitcher, number 10, Logan Heil.
No scoring for either team since the second. Eau Claire scored all 3 of their runs in the top of the first. Brill scratched one over in the bottom of the second. We've been like that ever since. Urbanic's pitch popped up, and it's going to be out of play. Everything blowing pretty hard from left to right. I don't know if you can pick it up on the trees in the background, but they're being pushed pretty good. I know that Olivia's smart, and I thought, well, I'm going to make sure I bring maybe a jacket. It might be just kind of a little chilly until this afternoon. And I'm inside for a ball and brought my pullover, and I'm glad I did because it's it's not that warm out. Over the head of Sturz at short. Base hit for Heil. Nothing could be as chilly as the summer of '83. Going back to my youth, helping Dad on the farm, and I remember in the middle of July cutting hay with a winter jacket on and gloves and a hat, and I was cold. I mean, it was only like 50-something. That was a cold summer. And then the fall came in, and it was in the upper 80s, lower 90s. And, of course, you go back to college in the unair-conditioned brick dorm. And then when December hit, then we had highs of 10 below, 15 below. Runner will go. Heil's going to try to take second, and he's there. Jared Fisk, 0-1 count to him. Heil in scoring position. Yeah, that was an interesting year. A lot of people were blaming that yet on the Mount St. Helens volcano out in Washington State. From 1980, that really affected the weather for the next 3-4 years just because all that ash and dust that got blown up in the atmosphere. And that pitch inside. You saw Fisk put his hand like, whew. Urbanic really spinning him in there pretty fast. 2-2 the count. And he pops that one up out of play. I don't know if they give away anything free for people that return the foul balls. I know in Marshfield, you get 50 cents a ball. Urbanic's pitch. Another one out of play. Madison Nightmares women's softball team. Anybody that brings in a foul ball gets free cheese curds. The pitch. Held up. Yeah, he did hold up. Oh, my goodness. That was interesting. To me, I thought Fisk held up. I thought he held up, but on the appeal to the base umpire, he said no bueno. So 2 outs with Heil at second, and this is Joe Serbiak. Joe is 1 for 1. RBI single in the second. Drew a walk, got stranded in third in the 5th inning. Good snag for Becker behind the plate. Got to remember, if you're the home plate umpire, you don't have to ask for help. It's up to you. The other team can ask for ask for help. But if the base umpire says, no, I've got it, I had a clear shot of it, that's how it goes. But it is what it is. 2 outs, 2-1 count to Serbiak. Hits a little flare to left field. Foul. Hey, though, umpiring is not a very easy job. I've done it for, oh gosh, started in 1989 with baseball, so that's been, 35 years now? Don't know how good I am at it, but I've done it for a long time. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 1 on, outside for a ball. Serbiak, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. And they're going to send Heil. Plate to plate, no. And Heil on an RBI single by Joe Serbiak. Scratch 1 run closer. First run scored since the 2nd inning makes it now 3-2. And Josh Halverson 1 for 2. Tell you, the lads from Eau Claire have had a couple of good pickoff plays at first. Halverson was picked off in the 5th. Serbiak needs to stay awake at first. As Urbanic's got a good move on a pickoff. He comes set. Jake Becker doing extremely well behind the plate. I don't recall any ball getting past him at all in this game. Another throw at first. And there, ooh. It was close. As a base umpire, you're in a bad spot because you can't see. You're not sure if that tag was put on. And Halverson does not agree with the strike call. 2-1 to him. First runner Bannock has given up since coming in the 3rd inning. The pitch. Halverson pops it up. Right field. Gray. Foul. And it bounces over the fence. There was no way that Gray would have got it. Two and two. Urbanic gets the sign, checks the runner at first. The pitch. I really got to tip my hat to Jake Becker. That kid is one heck of a catcher. Good stop. Here we go again, full count. Throw to first, not in time. Time has been called by the batter. It's not like Major League Baseball where they have that pitch clock now. That's helped really speed up Major League Baseball games. My goodness, they used to be almost 4 hours long. Now they're around 2.5, 2:45. The pitch. Fly ball, center field. Lettner can't get to it. They're going to bring in Serbiak. And Halverson with a RBI triple to right center. And we are tied at 3. Serbiak running on the pitch with 2 outs and a full count. And now top of the order, Bill Brown, 0 for 3. Josh Halverson smacked at the right center. Lance Lettner dove for the catch and couldn't come up with it. Popped up in the infield. Third baseman makes the catch and efforts, and that will end the inning. 2 more come in for the men from Brill. We are now tied at 3 heading into the top of the 8th. You're watching WBA Regional Baseball Tournament action here on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're chatting about the previous inning and that check swing, and good conversation. Top of the 8th inning. This is Brett Jensen. And a good catch in left field by Joe Serbiak for the first out. Andy Neese, 0 for 3. Fly out, ground out, strikeout. Heil has really settled down since the first inning. First inning, he gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. Since then, only 2 hits since the first inning. Yet to allow a run. 2 strikeouts and 1 hit batter. No walks. That's a big deal since the first inning. And that pitch high and tight to Neese. Our next game scheduled for 3:30. And one of those teams featured will be, I'll make sure I read this right, the Holman Features. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1 count to Neese, the DH. That previous inning, I thought that the batter had held up, and the gentleman to our left who are running the PA and the scoreboard said no, he went. So it's just kind of the angle where you're sitting at. I've noticed that too when I judge large group music festivals. Wherever you sit, there's usually 3 adjudicators, and wherever you sit, it changes what you hear. Ground ball to third, LaPointe, Dietrich. Like I said, it's nice to have Dietrich over there at first. Long legs, long scoop. 2 up, 2 down. Joel Efforts, 1 for 2. He had an RBI single and a run scored in the first, a ground out, and a hit by a pitch in the 6th.
Third baseman, number 26, Joel Efforts.
Solidly built third baseman. Takes strike 1. But as I told the lads up here that I can umpire very well sitting up here in the press box. Or at home sitting in the recliner. Brock Hamilton, the catcher, he broke his mitt. Lacing. So he went to go get a different mitt. There he's back. Count of 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the 8th. They're going to get a couple practice throws in to make sure the mitt is loose and ready to go. Now we're back to action. Count is 0-1 to Efforts. And gets hit in the middle of the back. Second hit batter of the game, and they both happen to be Joel Efforts. That one you could see him wince. That one, the first one hit him in the elbow or in the shoulder, left shoulder. His previous at bat in the 6th, but this one really got him in the small of the back. And you could see him wince. That kind of hurts. Fly ball. Halverson in center will track it down and make the catch for the putout of James Davis. We head to the bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. 3-3 between Rivermen and the Millers. You're watching WBA baseball action here on Zaleski Sports.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat!
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a little. Oh! U-turn! U-turn! Oh my goodness!
U-turn? You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WBA Regional Baseball action here on Zaleski Sports. Joe Anderson here with play-by-play. My producer, Miss Olivia Zimmerman. Her last 3 games of baseball for the season. And she'll be moving on to football and volleyball. And soccer, yeah. Winding up a lot of our baseball coverage is football's going to start. They have their scrimmages for 11-man next weekend. And in 2 weeks, regular season starts. Back to school time. Did that for 35 years. I wake up on that first day of school at 8 o'clock in the morning and go down to the dining room and the kitchen and have a cup of coffee and go, yep, hope everybody has a great year. I'm going to watch YouTube and have a cup of coffee. Tied at 3. And Kirby Brunslick will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th. It was 3-1 until the bottom of the 7th when Brill scratched over 2. And that's going to be a solid base hit the right center field for Brunslick. So the go-ahead run at first base. And Brandon Johns 0 for 3, a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out for the right fielder.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 27, Brandon Johns.
Johns, a rather solidly built right fielder. Runner goes. They fake the bunt. And he's in there on a stolen base for Brunslick. So the go-ahead run in scoring position here in the bottom of the 8th. 0-1 count to Brandon Johns. Urbanic will come set. The pitch. Make that 0-2. Ground ball to short. Stirs. Over to first for the out. Looked Brunslick back at second. Bring up Reese Dietrich with one away. And the lanky first baseman bats from the left side. Reese on the afternoon, a ground out, a single, and a ground out. It's set to the first baseman. Myrold will have the unassisted put out for the second out. Brunslick now the go-ahead run at third with 2 outs. And Tyson LaPointe. Single in the second, scored a run. Fly out and a pop-up. 1 for 3. And again, I got to give a shout out to Jake Becker behind the dish. I have not seen a ball get past him at all. And if it bounces in the dirt, he's always knocking it forward to keep it in play. Popped up, first base line, it's going to go out of play. Good hustle by Myrold, but there was no way he was going to catch it unless he had 40-foot long arms. Thanks for tuning in and watching. We appreciate your viewership. Got a good crew watching today. One and one the count with 2 outs and the go-ahead run at third. And Tyson LaPointe, the batter. Jesse Urbanic on the hill, the pitch. Ground ball to third. Effort scoops it. Throws over to first. And the throw gets away from Myrold. And the go-ahead run comes in the form of Kirby Brunslick. So a throwing error by Efforts brings in the go-ahead run for the Brill Millers. And then puts LaPointe at second. Logan Heil, 1 for 3. Single in the 7th and scored the second of 3 runs going into the 8th for Brill. Urbanic had pitched well until the seventh. Came in the third. 3 scoreless innings and then gave up 2 in the 7th and now 1 here in the 8th. Good defense for both teams, but just stolen bases, and saw our first error here on that throw. And Heil will hit a little pop-up foul. Our second game scheduled for a 3:30 p.m. start. This game started at 12:35. It's moved along quite well. The pitch from Urbanic inside. Runner goes to third. Efforts will knock it down. And LaPointe now moves to third base. Count of 1-2 to Logan Heil. Heil with a big single in the 7th to get on base, which allowed him to score. And down on strikes. Good pitch for Urbanic. But a big run for the Millers as we head to the top of the 9th. And Brill takes the lead 4-3. We head to the top of the 9th here watching WBA Regional Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Today's game is brought to you by Toyson Ford. Stop in at Toyson Ford to pick out your new ride. Come see why all your friends and neighbors say you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford. An SC Swiderski apartment or home is certain to be where you want to live, work, and play throughout the Chippewa Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Wall-to-Wall Carpet One, located on East Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. Give Wall-to-Wall Carpet One a call at 715-598-4485. Since 2009, Momentum Baseball Academy has been leading baseball instruction in western Wisconsin. Momentum Baseball Academy, official partner of the Eau Claire Express.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA Regional Baseball action. Top of the 9th inning between the Eau Claire Rivermen and the Brill Millers. Brill scored the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th. Now it's up to Joe Myrol, Jake Becker, and Sawyer Sturz to keep things alive for the men from Eau Claire. Joe Myrol with a double, a flyout, and the single. Logan Heil in his 9th inning of work. Ground ball off the wickets of Bill Brown. It's short. Let's give him a hit. That was a pretty tough play for Brown to make, so I'm going to give him a hit. So the tying run at first for Eau Claire brings up Jake Becker. Jake ground out, popped up. Hitting everything to the right side. So Jake Becker looking for his first hit. He's got the tying run at first. He'll bunt foul. I know I've talked about the catcher for Eau Claire. I got to give a shout out to the young man from Brill, Brock Hamilton. He's done stellar work behind the plate today. Two young catchers. Throw to first. Always makes me think of the line, youth is wasted on the young. Another bunt. That's fair. Heil over to first. So Becker does his job and gets the runner to advance. Station to station, St. Louis Cardinals baseball style. Sawyer stirs. 0 for 3. My roll, the tying run in scoring position at second. That first pitch hit foul out of play. This is the 9th inning of work for Logan Heil. 6 hits, 1 walk, struck out 2, hit 2 batters, and have only given up 3 runs, all in the first inning. Had a rough start, but since then has really settled down. I rolled back in time at second. And that's the oh, yes! And a double play will end it. A great catch by Josh Halverson in center. Scooped it up off the turf before it hit and doubled up. Myrold at second. What a great play by the center fielder for Brill to end the game.
Your final score, the Brill Millers 4 and the Eau Claire Rivermen 3.
And that will do it. 4-3, Brill with the win. So congratulations to the Brill Millers on their victory here in Game 1. Game 2 coming up. We've got game number 2 scheduled for a 3:30 p.m. start. Holman will be one of the teams involved. We'll see you in a little bit. For my excellent producer, Olivia Zimmerman, this is Joe Anderson saying thank you for watching. Again, our final score, Brill 4, Eau Claire 3.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called a labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip is affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.